can be very, very sick from within them own selves regarding how twisted they thinking can be with misplaced love and affection for a abuser such as that regarding the satanic forces, right? To where they have what's called the Stockholm syndrome. The Stockholm syndrome, which is a person that has a sick, twisted love for their abuser. Now, within the divine scheme of things, when I say divine scheme of things, I'm talking about the divine planning of the all. Like, wow, some of us, we have eyes to see, we can see, but a lot of the rest of it, we just can't see because there's blinders on the eyes. So for a lot of us who being watched to a degree where they know something, they got some kind of vision, where they can see through the darkness that other people don't see. They beacons of light in the environment, like a lot of us star seeds and chosen ones. It's a blessing. It's not a curse, but sometimes it feels like a curse because you have a certain gift that make you feel burdened, but it's not a burden because the Most High don't put things of that kind of magnitude of responsibility on you that you can bear. So with that said, we all is in the fight to keep our souls protected from the devourer who come to kill, steal, and destroy, disguised with a mask on their face as your friend. Nobody said this life would be easy when it comes to living this life spiritually, because we are spiritual beings having a human experience, but yet connected to the spirit world through our souls that is a holy breath from the Most High Creator, making us inseparable from the Most High to the point where we always being seen with that real all-seeing eye of the all and this divine scheme of things. So, in light of the wars that's going on, what are we doing to survive? I'm gonna just speak the plain English, coming from the questions and answers of the master's teacher, the master teachers, our sound doctrine, right knowledge. Because what, we not supposed to make sense of the world that we living in or something? We supposed to just take people's words for what they doing with their political agendas in these institutions of learning, but yet we not supposed to have no kind of input or divine observation of where we stand in the development of the world contemporarily at this time that we living in on our watch. What is you doing? You see what I'm doing? I'm constantly feed my mind with information to where I'm utilizing my time wisely as a mature adult and person to let's make this make sense. Let us reason together. Now, for instance, I'm gonna go over this. Not regurgitation. This is not regurgitation. This is each one teach one. Because each one taught me, and I'm just sharing the information. Letting the master teacher's words be known, baby. And give credit to where credit is due. Now, for instance, listen to this plan. Okay, we finding a way to survive. Because certain sectors of the world is operating in secret to where they give us a glimpse of things that they doing. Like, for instance, you have the richest man on the planet. They say the richest man on the planet right now is Elon Musk, right? Who's a multi-billionaire. Who I've been noticing recently, it was information talking about that he is purchasing YouTube. In addition to YouTube, he's buying Facebook. In addition to that, he got a cryptocurrency where him and Donald Trump is supporting this particular cryptocurrency that we all can benefit from. And he have these particular smart homes that he influential and responsible for making called boxables. These boxables are houses that they call $10,000 houses or $12,000 houses that people can purchase that is designed as a smart home. Now, mind you, when you look at it, I'm like, okay, that's intelligent. That's creative and smooth and good. Like, what are we doing to build? We have the capacity to build things, but when we build things like the Nuwapia that the master teacher was helping to develop, why you have jealous forces want to try to come and tear down what we building? Ain't nobody tearing down the $10,000 homes Elon Musk built to develop they aspects of civilization and society with they indigenous rights or human rights. Why is these people so jealous of us developing advanced civilizations contemporarily, being on the ball, living for, of, and by one another, organized to where we seeing ourselves blossom and bloom on greater levels beyond the Black Wall Street. You know how far we would have been if Black Wall Street was never bombed on American domestic soil? And here it is, right? Okay, let's go back to the Statue of Liberty regarding when the mission statement said this: give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless, the tempest tossed to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door. Right? How could it be possible for some illegal aliens to be within the borders of the United States of America on a terrorist act level, go to some people who are tenants at a building where they pay rent to a landlord, and these people own videotaping camera, taking over these people's dwelling when you have property rights, tenant rights, where you have a right to bear arms within your household. You can protect yourself from external threats of force like that as a reasonable person who is not messing with nobody. But somebody come to your home, armed, which is expression of being dangerous with other individuals, and take over the apartment complex that was full of people who lived in them, extorted them for money, got their money, then the landlord do a court order and had the people evicted to where the landlord was supposed to have the back of his own tenants, which he didn't even have, which he was supposed to have, you would think, against the criminal acts that was committed against his tenants, who was being violated by individuals who committing acts of fraud against those people who lived there, who had rights to stand their ground and defend their self and their property. Now make sense, where the people called the authorities, right? And the authorities mentioned to them that they had to step down, where they couldn't do nothing. Now mind you, the local police didn't do nothing. The sheriff's department didn't do nothing. The FBI didn't do nothing. The U.S. Marshals didn't do nothing. Or any other law enforcement, National Guards, chain of command didn't do anything. And you have United States taxpayers who is witnessing a violent takeover of somebody apartment building like that, to where they say at the eviction, where on the video footage they show some local police officials present at the people being evicted out the homes though. They show up for that, but they don't show up to the people's call as far as responding to a home invasion in the first degree. Something ain't right with that. It don't make sense, but the story is out there regarding what is going on in Colorado. And they say something like that took place in Chicago by some immigrant Venezuelan gangs coming in here in the United States doing something like that. That don't even make sense. But yet, it done alarm people to protect and arm themselves even more against certain domestic terrorism. Because that's what that is. You know how the United States of America get on terrorism, right? Dealing with homeland security. So keep your eyes open out here. Try to stay well informed of what's going on, and keep yourself protected with common sense against abnormal elements in the environment, period. You know what I'm saying? While we find a way to survive in these times that we are living in that is saturated with all kind of realities such as this that I'm gonna go in detail about through the science of right knowledge, right? Now this go on to read. Let's make sense of these things. Now we trying to find a way to survive. Now it's a saying. You have people who make plans that can be of the evil one, but yet the Most High is the best of planners. And that divine alignment of the Most High is the plans through natural nature, is who we are acting through as far as being on the offense to create a certain reality for ourselves through our spiritual powers that we possess as non-ether whole light beings. Now, they know that this new world order is in effect. Do you think there are any African American people out there trying to figure out a way to survive? No. The only thing that the African Americans are concerned with is dancing, singing, eating, partying, and all sorts of corruption that will lead them astray. Now, for instance, don't it seem like it's always one thing after another in terms of y'all minds being led astray to where y'all find yourselves doing just that, being preoccupied with frivolous. Ain't nothing wrong with that, but it's a place for this. Dancing, singing, eating, partying, and all sorts of corruptions. Even shooting crazy moves, you know what I'm saying, at struggling people who trying to have something. Yet you have low-minded, hateful, hearted haters in the black community still want to try to take what's yours when they can work for it. When a steady income can solve most of their problems, like I told you, within the borders of the Golden Door, the United States of America. It's a matter in which how you perceive reality. You can have something. You just have to use your mind to get it instead of trying to manipulate people through the 48 laws of power in a negative way to get ahead in society through playing all kind of mind games to get on to get ahead in society. You know what I'm saying? Like like not wanting to see the next man prosper, or I gotta outdo this particular individual. I can't let this individual outshine me. I'm gonna outshine these people out here because we in a great competition in an environment where everybody is just for themselves. That was the psychological, social. That was a part of the social experiment of the social distancing to condition us to be even more leery about one another as a result of the diseases that was in the environment as well. We have never been living in such a time where there are multi-dimensional psychic attacks on our minds to distract us from really developing a certain level of love in our hearts for one another. After all, to my knowledge, that I learned and feel, love is the highest form of positive energy. And the highest form of nature is the cooperation of all living things. So what is trying to get into our way to cooperate with one another and listen to one another and unanimously agree on mature levels structured around these nine ether teachings that's really for the permutation of the human species collectively as a whole on the planet, for the planet to evolve into a higher consciousness. Who is teaching the higher consciousness? You have brothers out here who teach a higher consciousness to a degree, but I'm not gonna say they plagiarizing, but a lot of them talking a certain lingo where you can tell, oh, that's our doctrine, right? Knowledge right there. But they acting like it's from them when it's actually from one of the best that ever did it, baby. Partner Bab, y'all know our beautiful master teacher here. Now, with that said, this resumes saying, now, we want to protect ourselves from being led astray, right? We want to stay rightly guided on the right course that will enable us to be successful in our everyday dealings when it comes to the real world, dealing with the geopolitical picture as well, with all the people all around the world that is exposed to the divine scheme of things just like everybody else. But where's your head at as far as you keeping the divine principles in remembrance in your memory banks, not short-term memory, but long-term memory. Long-term memory. This goes on to read. Now, right now, you are left for bait. What you mean left for bait? Food for the gods. What you mean food for the gods? Come on, my African American children, wake up. The hourglass is almost empty. Stop being misled into foolishness and help break the spell of sleep. So the master teacher is pleading to us, wake up my people. Be not partakers in her sins. Why her sins? What role is the woman playing in the divine scheme of things? Not that she is a vessel of pure evil, but a lot of women is credulous through the feminist movement that is influenced by wanting a piece of the pie. See, the delicacies of the harlot has been generated from the riches of a certain environment that's connected to the devil's web or of the devil's world. That sheepfall that where she fall into the temptations to where we find where men find themselves falling to the temptations of the women, to where they get led astray and become food for the wicked gods who fall for the bait. The Most High say, my people perish for the lack of knowledge, but my elect that is of my spirit will not be deceived. So for us who are of that elect frequency, that frequency is a sign that we know that voice of the Most High that communicate with us through the frequencies, the tones, the vibrations and energies, which is of a righteous source that let us know where we know the Most High's voice, which is the language of our divine creator, the all. Now, and in following that voice, like the radio in the head, or the self-accusing spirit, and the teachings of the Nation of Islam, we will be rightly, we'll make the right moves in terms of how we carry ourselves in an environment to where people, they ain't making the right moves, but yet within their own judgment of what they doing, they feel they is doing what is right and nothing wrong with what they doing. But we always got to remember, there is consequences for our actions. There is consequences for our decisions. We gotta watch what we doing out here. We sure gotta watch out, and we gotta watch what's going on dealing with these ruling powers that be. Now, man, come on, my African American children. Wake up, the hourglass is almost empty. Stop being misled into foolishness and help break the spell of sleep, the spell of a man, or the spell of the dollar bill. Now, regarding this dollar, this Federal Reserve note, what is it saying? They say money talk. What is it saying? All these symbols on here mean something. We're going to get off into that. But still, the voice of the Creator, and through our own instincts, because this is saying, right? Ain't nobody going to come and save us black people. Ain't nobody going to come and save you as an individual either. Me as an individual, I have to save myself. Or as a people, we got to save ourselves and come out of the narrative or spookism like some mystical creature invisible is going to, at a certain point in time, just appear and take all our problems away without us doing the work to correct our situation ourselves. Because we have spiritual technology that's lying dormant within us that we can activate at any given time through the utilization of our thinking to guide these spiritual powers to operate in ways where we see fit to do what we will. Like what Marcus Garvey said, we are a mighty people. We can accomplish what we will through our willpower. So you see why certain antagonistic forces are there to interfere with the way you think and to manipulate your will for you to end up being a battery and do they will. See all this psychological technology and warfare that's going on? Choose this day who you gonna serve. So you got people, they in the mentality where I don't believe in the Bible. I don't believe in the Holy Quran. I don't believe in certain spiritual books and this, that, and the third, and regurgitating information from books and read material. First of all, that's y'all fault. As a man thinketh, so is he. If that's how you want to think, that's your problem. Me, like you're saying, me and my house, we shall worship the all. So give me all of the information on the holy tablets, on holy tablets. Information that's still being discovered by archaeologists. It don't even matter. Books, or even when it comes to us writing our own books based on pragmatic events that actually took place in history that we recorded for future generations to perceive and add on with, when in a perspective that will help them, where they won't be naive to the ways of the world. This read material help enable us to not be naive in addition to our own personal experiences. We know that this world can be a straight wicked place, but at the same time there's room for the growth and development of the kingdom of the Most High to be on this planet as it is in heavenly places, where the Messiah was like, in my Father's house there are many mansions. What do y'all think he was talking about? See, the real history of our ancestors